What up? What up? What up? Welcome back, man. It is Rec League Podcast in this bitch. Episode 130. Before I hit record, I was literally thinking, I can't believe I've stuck with this, 6.5 years? I am a let's do it for the sport, let's do it for the interaction, let's do it for the love of the game. Most people, I swear, will start something, especially YouTube related, podcast related, not see the money, not see the streams, not see the comments, the clicks, the streams. I think I said streams twice, but you gotta stream multiple times when you want to catch fish. I don't know if that made sense either, but I love talking to my people. I love talking to my people about movies, whether YouTube gets one view on this video, whether Spotify for podcasters, just like Twitter. I'm never calling Twitter X. I'm never calling Spotify. I'm never calling Anchor Spotify for podcasters. And in June, fuck Spotify for podcasters, because they're literally taking away the feature that allows you to vocally record podcasts. It's ass backwards, stupid, it doesn't make sense, but I have 4 months to figure out where I'm taking my business to. Yeah, that was a little ramble, but today it's me, it's the Rocket Man, and it's been about a month since we have rocked with y'all. I went home, huge shout out to Indianapolis. All-Star Weekend was a blast. Seeing my family, seeing my folks was a blast. But now we back to business. So we talk Fantastic Four a little bit. We talk Crow a little bit. We talk Strangers a little bit. We talk Ric Flair a little bit. But primarily we talk Dune Part 2 spoilers. If you have not seen Dune Part 2, go see it and then come back and rock with this episode. Again, shout out to you, no matter where in the world you at. Argentina, South Africa, Australia, Austria, Germany, Spain, France, Iceland, Greenland, Japan, Korea, China. Shout out Canada. No matter where in the world you listening. Indiana, Cali, New York, Virginia, Florida, Wyoming, Delaware, New Hampshire. Shout out to you. I'm saying, I don't value myself. I don't lose, oh, my podcast ain't shit because ain't nobody watching or listening or whatever. If you do, I fucks with you. That's dope. Drop a comment. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Dislike, whatever you want to do. But back to business. Theatrically, what has really come out over the last couple weeks theatrically? The weekend of February the 23rd, I don't know how wide it released, but one of the Coen brothers put out Drive-Away Dolls. My theater didn't get it. I wanted to see it. I heard it's good. And obviously this current weekend that we're recording, it's Central Time Zone, 5:48 in the PM on March the 3rd. Denis Villeneuve dropped Dune Part 2. That's the purpose of doing this episode. That's the main topic of discussion. My review is up on my channel. Check that out. Randy Little. Or youtube.com/317kids. I don't know if I've ever told anybody, when I initially started my YouTube channel in 2011, I intended for all my friends to contribute, and then it just turned into a me thing. But this upcoming weekend theatrically, we got Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm 38 years old, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm excited for Kung Fu Panda 4. The weekend of the next episode, the Mark Wahlberg, what is he, a triathlete or some shit? The dog movie, Arthur the King, comes out that weekend. I feel like something comes out on streaming one of these 2 upcoming weekends too, and that Adam Sandler Spaceman movie is currently on Netflix. I did not get a chance to watch it. I heard it's kind of a letdown. Physical media. the week of the last episode should have been February the 20th. It looks like a lot of re-releases. I see the Beverly Hills Cop trilogy got a 4K set, but Beverly Hills Cop 3 got an individual release. A lot of like Scooby-Doo, Warner Archive stuff. Flintstones Meet the Jetsons. Yogi Bear, like old school Warner Brothers animated releases from Warner Archive. Yeah, that was my birthday, and that was a disappointing physical media day. The 27th had some bangers though. The 27th of February, Wonka came out. That 4K steelbook is kind of silly. Looks like a big chocolate bar. Dream Scenario came out. All Quiet on the Western Front. Migration. The final season of Fear the Walking Dead. Next Goal Wins. Kino Labor is still putting out Monk seasons. Season 4 just came out. I see a Dune 4K steelbook. Denis Villeneuve. I see a Godzilla. Those like glow in the dark covers that recently came out. Some people are going crazy over them, but I own the movie. Like, I'm not rebuying that shit because it has a glow in the dark slipcover. This upcoming Tuesday, my primary purchase this upcoming Tuesday is that Heroes complete series box set. I see a Saw 10 film collection box set when 11 is coming out in September. Makes zero sense. I see the 355 on 4K. I don't know who's gonna buy that. Yeah. So then on the 12th is probably March the 12th is probably gonna be one of the biggest days in physical media of 2024, because that's the Abyss and True Lies finally getting a high def upgrade. Only on 4K though. I can't believe Disney never pressed those on Blu-ray. Aliens is coming out too, but like Aliens has been out for a minute. Looks like a Looney Tunes collector's edition. I see Poor Things, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Wish, Event Horizon and Running Man, 4K steelbooks, Ferrari, Rick and Morty season 7, the ISS, Anyone But You, The Color Purple, Sonic Prime season 1. Is there one more major release? I don't think so. I think that's it. Is that? Yeah, that's it for physical media between now and the next time Rec League assembles. I'll be back with Rocket, and we'll be chopping it up. Rec League Podcast. Back at it. Your boy. It's been a month or so. For me, for the Rocket Man, January.
Yeah, I think it was the first weekend in January, and then I couldn't make the following one, and then we've been gone all through February.
My bad. I visited my roots. I went back to the crib.
Yeah, gotta do that for sure.
I like probably could have made it happen. It just was like Jake live in the hood, so it's like it's traffic and trains and dogs and environment that I just could not have drowned it out. Cause like when I went to Merritt Crib a couple years ago, I was able to record. It was me, him, and Nick talking about Thor: Love and Thunder, and we made it happen because he lived in a more podcast friendly environment. But I think first off, see, like every bullet I have I want to discuss is like something that like appeases to each one of us, but it's just me and you, so we gonna hit all of this right quick. Yeah. What you think about the fantastic forecasting?
I like it. Like it a lot. It's going to be tricky. Well, because the guy playing the thing, what's his name, Evan Moss.
Ebon Moss
He's remember,
Bacharach
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
from The
he
Bear. He
is.
was
If you think about it,
he was oh, what's the character's
in the
name?
Punisher,
He was in The Punisher, but Microchip. He was Microchip in The Punisher.
Microchip. That's what. Yep. And that's the thing. Like, but not. But, to be fair, those weren't supposed to be canon at all.
They are now.
Like, but now they are. Like Mahershala Ali.
I was about to say
He's
Blade.
Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Now he's Blade. So
variants.
I mean, but also, who knows? They could, with this multiverse thing, they could twist it and mix it and say it's from this universe or that universe or whatever. So it doesn't really matter. But I like Pedro Pascal, like that a lot. Johnny Quinn. So I mean, it's gonna be, Vanessa B, big. I think it's gonna work.
Oh, for sure.
Well, they got the right actors. It's how is the script? That's the thing.
Especially with the recent Marvel track record.
Mm-hmm. But I think also they're going back to their roots as well, because if you think about it, Kevin Feige had total control of that facet of the movies. Under Bob Iger in the beginning, during his first tenure. Once I left, and Bob Chapek took over, it was all about Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Not the movies. And now Feige had to go through different stages to see if this was confirmed. Like he couldn't decide what went to Disney Plus and what went to the movies. It was out of his hands. He had no authority.
President of Marvel Studios has no authority over what Marvel Studios content goes to streaming and to the theater. That is ass backwards.
Yeah, it is. So now that with Iger coming back, they're scaling it down. Deadpool is the only MCU movie this year.
What do you think of the trailer?
But I think I like it. I like it a lot. It's going to be good. I think if it's even solid,
yeah,
it's going to make $1 billion, I think.
Yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be a win for Disney and Marvel Studios this year. Mm-hmm. Period.
Yeah.
I think. What's up?
No, I was going to say, and I think Disney as a whole is going to be going up, back to how they were a few years back.
Hopefully. Yeah, because I mean, I thought Echo was really good. X-Men 97 looks promising. Everybody likes Pedro Pascal. He's one of those dudes in Hollywood that has no haters. Mandalorian, Last of Us. He's picking the right stuff. I don't hate Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. My pick was what's her name? From Free Guy. Jodie Comer, who I wanted for Sue Storm. Yep. I wanted Zac Efron for Human Torch, but that would have been good. I don't dislike the casting choices. Like if there's one thing Marvel Studios always nails, it's casting. Now it just comes down to who's gonna be either Galactus or Doom, whoever they pick for the villain. The rumor is that this is gonna start in like the 60s or something, and they may or may not already have their powers. It's kind of like one of those Spider-Man things. Like we know how they got their powers. So like if the MCU Fantastic Four just already has their powers, fine. Like we know how it goes. And then either the TVA or somebody who can manipulate time is going to bring them into the current MCU. That's dope to me.
I think that's what's going to happen as a post-credit scene in Deadpool.
That would be fire. Silver Surfer, penis, no penis, I don't care. Fictional character, don't care about the gender. Silver Surfer is one of those characters who I've wanted back in comic book media since like 2007. Yep. Like oh man, I'm blanking on names again. I got my internet up though. Who's the dude who always works with Guillermo del Toro?
Oh, Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. That's his fucking name. Doug Jones, Lawrence Fishburne. That iteration of Silver Surfer was dope, but Big Cloud Monster Galactus was not.
No.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be too early to bring in Galactus, but like they can do like Mole Man or some shit, and like it's the first movie. Like give us like a low key Fantastic Four villain, build up to Doom, whether you want to introduce him in Kang Dynasty, Avengers 5, or Secret Wars, or whatever. And then Galactus should be like an all hands on deck villain, right? Like not just Fantastic Four.
I agree. I think Antonio Banderas would be great for that role.
I've heard him. I've heard Javier Bardem. I'm down for either.
Either one would be great for that role.
Right.
Like if you think about Antonio Banderas, I was disappointed. Like Uncharted, was it a great movie?
Yeah.
No, but it was fun. It was entertaining, and Antonio Banderas as the antagonist, I thought it was great. But he dies halfway through the movie. That made no sense to me.
Facts. Yeah.
That made no sense to me. But I mean, we've seen him too in Assassins. You know, with him and Sylvester Stallone. He was great as a good bad guy.
How long has it been since I've seen that movie? A good 25, 30 years. It's one of Richard Donner's more underrated.
Yep. I could see maybe Doug Jones coming back, but this time maybe Keanu Reeves voices Silver Surfer. I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't hate it.
I love the Lawrence Fishburne.
The rumor I saw was like Anya Taylor-Joy. I don't know voicing or mocap, but I still don't hate it.
Nope. And maybe she does the mocap and voices the female version of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have both versions.
Exactly.
You could have both versions. You know, nothing against that. But the Fantastic Four overall, though, I like the casting. I'm excited for it. It's like the ones with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans. Were they great? But I found them entertaining.
Yeah.
I found them at least entertaining.
It was literally weeks. It was literally it was right around the time Batman Begins dropped. So it was like the cusp of like a changing of the guard in comic book movies. Like when you want to talk about like a Thomas Jane Punisher, a Ghost Rider, those two Fantastic Four movies, Elektra, Daredevil, you gotta look at the time. Like if it wasn't Bryan Singer's X-Men, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, like nobody was really taking comic book movies serious.
I agree. I mean, it's just those X-Men movies helped in a way to show people, yes, these things can be done. Even Blade or Wesley Snipes.
Those
Blade,
first two.
That saved Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That saved Marvel.
Hell yeah.
So.
Next up. This is your time to shine. You can take an hour if you want. You already know what I'm about to tell you to react to, right?
Dune?
No. That's the main course. We still on the appetizers.
I got you.
Talk about The Crow.
Man. So that's my favorite movie of all time. You guys know that. But this iteration, like, it's funny because Bill Skarsgård, phenomenal actor.
I feel like he should be chasing awards, right?
Yes. And from what I hear, he's doing some other movie, some action-packed movie. From what I heard, he's pretty solid.
Boy Eats World or some shit.
World's that's the one. I haven't seen it, or
is it
on Netflix?
I saw like a plot synopsis or something. I saw something months ago, and was just like, okay, I'm seeing that. And then I never watched the trailer. The trailer dropped within the last week or two, and I want to see it. Like I don't care about the trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. The people that have seen it or parts of it said he's phenomenal in it. I'm not worried about Bill Skarsgård. People complain. Look,
yeah.
if this version of The Crow is terrible, you still have the original one with Brandon Lee.
Exactly.
If this one is half as good,
Boy
now you
Kills
have two
World.
good Crow movies. You know, you have
Yup.
two good ones. You could go to the original Brandon Lee and all that. The thing about The Crow is it's it's a cult following. It wasn't big in the theaters. You know, it was a small movie. Like
Yeah.
that was Brandon Lee's breakout role, and I think the tragedy of Brandon Lee, what happened on that film, is what makes it more iconic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's the
it's
Heath
wild.
Ledger Joker effect.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember, and I mention this to people all the time. HBO back in its heyday used to pick out upcoming artists, actors, actresses, and I remember
Home box
the first
office.
time I ever heard of. Yeah, I heard of the mention of The Crow was on Friday nights. They used to do double features, and they were guest starring Brandon Lee. So before, like around, it was from 8 to midnight usually. So at 8 o'clock, he would introduce himself, Brandon Lee, this and that. People knew who he was because they heard of The Crow. I didn't at the time. That was the first time I heard the mention. And the first feature of the night was Showdown in Little Tokyo with Dolph Lundgren. You know, so he talked about it, this and that. Once that movie came on, was done, he popped back in, talked about it. You know, hope you guys enjoyed it, this and that. You know, my next feature is now Rapid Fire with Powers Booth.
Yeah.
And then that happened. Then now it's around midnight. He comes. He goes, "Hope I enjoyed it. You know, please see me out. You know, with my upcoming movie coming out, The Crow." And that was the first time I ever heard of The Crow. And when I went to go see it, it was my friend Vinny back home. He's the one that was all over this thing because it wasn't promoted much, and he knew about it. And after the passing of Brandon Lee, he really wanted to see it, and that's how I saw it in the theater. But that iteration and what the tragedy surrounds around it and all that, and like when that happened, Ernie Hudson is in that movie.
Yeah.
Him, a lot of people didn't want to come back to finish it, but they did it because remember, Brandon Lee was engaged. He had a fiance and all that, and they were going to get married after the movie.
Damn.
So, yeah, once that production was done, they were going to get married. So they did it and finished it for him.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
what's
all
up.
that happened. You know, so it's an iconic cult movie. Now, with Bill Skarsgård, okay, yes, you see the still picture of it.
Yeah,
But
like
remember,
everybody's like knee
it's a
jerk
graphic
reaction,
novel.
including me. Like
Yeah,
everybody's knee jerk reaction to this one picture that just came out.
yeah, and even me when I saw, it, I was like, I don't know about this, and it's not even his look; it's the hair. I'm like, whatever. So
It's all of it for
if you
me.
think of, yeah, if you think about the graphic novel, the hair is crazy or what? Like it's you know, so it's maybe he's trying to portray it more closer to the graphic novel, which I have, but I've yet to read yet.
That's possible.
I got it, you know. So, but it's just a picture. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Because I've seen some other still shots where he has looks like longer hair, because he has some hair braided and all that. So maybe he comes back and he cuts his hair. Like we don't know. It's a
Yeah,
picture. We're flipping out over the picture how he looks. Now Brandon Lee didn't have tats in his version. Bill Skarsgård's does. You know what I mean? So let's and also the thing about The Crow is the soundtrack. It's its own character. You know, the soundtrack itself plays into the movie as its own character. You know, what soundtrack this version is going to have is going to be real interesting. That's going to play a big part to it too.
man.
So
I'm
we'll
trying
see. I
to.
mean,
I'm trying to look for like all the different dudes that were like cast and then dropped out. Like I'm seeing Jack Houston, Nicholas Hoult. I know Bradley Cooper was in the mix. Jason
yeah,
Momoa.
Jason Momoa, Luke Evans,
Yeah, Luke Evans. I saw him. Looks like
Randy Little.
Hiddleston.
Randy Little was listed for a
No, the
while.
fuck he wasn't. I ain't seen the original yet, so I can't be doing a remake. Tatum, Gosling,
You ever see the
McAvoy.
original? Oh man,
Nope. June bet
gotta
not
see
let
it.
me down. I'll just go see Bad Boys 4 twice.
Terrible.
Mark Wahlberg was
But
in the mix in 2010. They've been trying to redo this
that's
movie for a minute.
I think the best two that would have been like good casting for it would have been either Luke Evans or Momoa.
Our
I
boy,
think
our
Luke.
boy
I think.
Hector, friend of the show, Hector put up some shit in his IG stories the other day that looked like it was like behind the scenes Momoa, like in pre-production. He looked like
Mm-hmm.
jacked, but he kind of looked just like Brandon Lee.
Yes.
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And
Like that's what I was trying to tell y'all in the group chat. Like maybe they switched up the makeup because just switch up the red and the white for the white and the black. Bill Skarsgård in black and white makeup will look just like Pennywise. No?
you're not wrong. And that's the thing, too, is every director wants to put their own stamp of approval on their own version of stuff.
See, that's ego,
Why
bro.
get a
Like, just
character?
fuck your ego and just stick to the source material.
Yeah, and the thing is, this, like I said, I want to read the graphic novel. Even the Brandon Lee version, from what I'm hearing, is way different iteration than what the graphic novel was. Like they took
No shit.
liberties and changed it up. So now I'm even more interested in reading the graphic novel to see how much different the movie version of the original one, movie version of it, than it is from the graphic novel. I guess there was a scene where the Skull Cowboy, he's just a skeleton. He's a cowboy. And he talks to Brandon. I've seen a deleted scene of it. How that plays into the graphic novel, I don't know. But the scene I saw, I'm like, okay, it was better without the scene. Like they deleted it. But also, if I would have read the graphic novel, maybe I would have been like, no, they should have kept it.
Yeah.
It just those are the differences. So, but let's see. It's like I said, it's a picture. The movie isn't even out yet. We don't like people are flipping out. I was saying they had knee jerk reaction. I'm like, I don't like this look.
Yeah.
But also visually, like even though you haven't seen The Crow, you've seen Brandon Lee as The Crow, his iteration. You've seen pictures of it.
Yep.
So now you see this, you're like, what the hell is this? So at the end of the day, it's still a picture. Let's see, like for example, the first Karate Kid came out. Nobody should ever remake that. Nobody should ever. Man, Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith did a great job.
They're bringing Jackie Chan back.
It was pretty solid. No, exactly. So that's what I'm saying is, if this version is terrible, so be it.
We also know Sony is trash, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what's going on, but it's just a picture. We haven't, like I said, it comes out. What is it in June?
June 7th, same weekend
June
as
7th
Bad
it
Boys
comes out.
4.
I'm guessing what we just started March. I say either at the end of this month or beginning of next month, we'll probably get our first teaser trailer for it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's the next big Lionsgate release?
That I don't even know.
I don't even know how to go about looking this shit up. Let me see. Upcoming 2024. Imaginary, Arthur the King. By the time the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare comes out, mid-April, we'll have a Crow trailer.
And maybe what's attached to that movie?
Because they just dropped The Strangers. They're doing The Strangers. They just dropped that. That comes out 3 weeks. So within the next 3 weeks, we'll get a Crow trailer.
Maybe. At least a teaser one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, cause we all know the story. Like you can like show the attack or whatever, and then how he like comes back from the dead or whatever. Like I'm just throwing shit out there. I don't know if Draven. I don't know if he actually dies and comes back from the dead. But that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, but the thing is, this though too. That's the bad thing about social media too. Is you got a picture. The picture's up. We have no context of what that picture's about. Yeah. It's just his look. Already, people are hating the movie. The movie hasn't even come out, and you're already hating the movie.
Exactly.
It's that's the problem. I just wish stop with these leaks of pictures and it's Lionsgate. It's these studios that leak these things out. If you're gonna do that, then just give us a teaser trailer so we know what the context of the look and all that is about, and what the feel of what maybe the movie might be about. Rather than here's a picture. Now we don't even know when the teaser trailer's coming out, and you got a month and a half, people are just
Shit.
hating the picture, and now saying they hate the movie, and the movie hasn't even come out yet.
All the social media traffic is negative because y'all put out that goofy ass Jared Leto Joker ass picture.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of people comparing it to. It's like
Yeah.
he looks like the Jared Leto Joker with all the tats.
Yeah, it's just weird tattoos. He's just like one of these young ass kids. Just let me get a tattoo just to get a tattoo.
Mm-hmm. He definitely got a shape for the role. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
Definitely got a shape for the role. But also, and he's the right build, because Brandon Lee was never a big guy.
No,
he wasn't a big guy. He was
just lanky gothic dude.
He was toned. Yep. And he was slender but muscular. He was toned. Skarsgård has that look in the physique part about it, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yep. So, you a pro wrestling guy?
I used to be. I used to love it all the time.
Okay.
And then I just faded away.
I mean, this is up your alley then. Did you see the Iron Claw?
No, not yet. I'm dying to see it. I haven't seen it yet. The deal's crazy. Growing up as a little kid, my cousins were like huge into it. So like, Terry Von Erich, or the Von Erichs in general, he would follow them left and right, and it was tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. And like, so I heard about the tragedies. I just didn't.
That's a fact.
I wasn't into wrestling at that time. I just heard about it because he would watch it all the time.
Yeah. The over the last like 2 or 3 weeks, The Rock come out and said that $7 Productions is gonna do a Ric Flair biopic.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that for sure.
What you think?
That'll be interesting to me, yeah.
Cause like Iron Claw's phenomenal. The dude playing Ric Flair is the weak link of that movie. I think The Rock dead ass. I think The Rock dead ass saw the Iron Claw and knew that the portrayal of Ric Flair should have been better, and was just like, "Fuck it, like we're gonna do it."
We're gonna do it.
Got the okay from Nature Boy. Yep. You know it's gonna be called the Nature Boy, the Ric Flair story or some shit.
And I can see that he saw that and he said, "We're gonna do this guy justice."
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I mean, but I do want to see
like that. Just like that. I'm an asshole that gets all
this.
How
long is that movie anyway?
How long is it?
Yeah, like 2 hours.
It is 2:12. Not bad.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know it's like sports and like pro wrestling, all this shit, but Efron should have gotten some kind of accolade.
Yeah, they get the whole movie. That whole production got no accolades.
None. It's so crazy. Let me see.
Which is wild to me.
I think there was.
The Oscars. I think Oscar season should be from January 1st to December 31st, the full year, and then because I hate when it's like September, October, even November. Oh, it's Oscar season. That's, to me, I think that's cheating.
It is, and that's what like I feel like shit like is gonna come out in the second half of this year, and then all the voters and all this are gonna forget about Dune.
Yep.
It always happens.
I agree with that. But also, Dune has hope though, because look at Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's
came out
true.
In the beginning early.
That was an April movie.
And it just basically what would it win, like 6-7 awards?
Oh yeah. I think The Rock just come out on social and put a little montage together announcing that they're gonna do a movie. I don't see details about the shit anywhere. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. What you think about the Strangers trailer? Chapter 1, directed by Rennie Harlan. Prequel, remake.
I'll be honest, never seen any of the Stranger movies.
Oh, dude.
Bro, it's crazy because a friend of mine said he will never watch it because it's too realistic.
The first one is literally chilling. The first one is
Yeah,
literally unsettling.
I mean, what was that line? They say, "Why are you doing this to us?"
Because you were home. That's Did you watch the trailer though?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I didn't like about the trailer. They flipped that dialogue, and it just doesn't hit the same.
So let me ask you this: so is the chapter 1? Is this a remake of the first one?
That's a great question. Let me ask my friend, who's not really my friend, Rennie Harlan. It's supposedly a 3-movie thing that he's doing, and they're all supposedly coming out this year.
Huh?
Exactly.
That's weird. I guess he's dropping one every year.
Yeah.
But 3.
It is the first installment of a new trilogy of standalone sequel films. But the trailer made it look like it was a remake of the original movie. And then it says something along the lines of like, learn why the strangers came together or something like that. So, but that alludes to prequel.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's most likely an unnecessary cash grab to keep a popular franchise in the conversation. Which, like...
How many Stranger movies are there? It's like Strangers, like the first one.
2.
Then it's Strangers, some
Prey at Night
or something, or...
That's solid. Compared to how great the first one is, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're a slasher home invasion guy, the first one is legendary. 2 is fine. Like, I've seen people who love Prey at Night on social media and try to like apologize and make excuses like it's one of these all-time amazing horror movies. No, like it's fine. It's a little more poppy and just not as like contained as the first one. This one seems like they're going back there, but it's kind of like we just gotta wait and find out. And like me, like I feel like Lionsgate fucked up. If we're doing a 3-movie thing, I'm putting one out in like February or March. I'm putting the next one out in May, June, or July, and then I'm putting the other one out in October. Why put the first one out in May?
That makes no sense. Yeah, and the thing is this: if you want to do it, if the first 2 hit, you could do like a triple feature in October. You can watch all 3.
Exactly.
Still odd though, 3 in 1 year.
And then the third one's going to end up getting pushed.
Because if that first one don't hit...
Exactly. If this one bombs, they're going to end up delaying both of them anyway.
Oh, gosh.
And it's Lionsgate. So, like, like, Saw 11 is coming, and that's going to do what it's going to do. Like, that franchise is built in. I know that's your favorite franchise ever, so I just sneak it in there.
Like, Rennie Harlan, he's done some good movies, like Cliffhanger, Die Hard 2.
30 years ago.
But one of my favorites is The Long Kiss Goodnight that nobody talks about. You know, he's done another decent one, The Covenant. You got Deep Blue Sea. I mean, he's got some good ones.
Yeah.
But then he has ones like The Legend of Hercules. Not good whatsoever. You know, so it's like...
Cutthroat Island.
Though, yep. But also, it's like you said, though, if this one doesn't hit and you're dropping 3 in 1 year, man, you might as well just throw away the other 2 because nobody's going to want to see. Like, even if the other 2 are better, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting.
There's no detail for any of the other 2 movies. Like, the premise is the same on Wikipedia for all 3 movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sorry, like, if you're doing the stalking the couple, just like the original movie, you ask for the same girl in the original movie before you start the terrorizing, you hit that same line from the end of the movie, it's like, because you were here, like, I think I said it in my Letterboxd review, why are you doing this? Because you were here hits just as fucking creepy as, what Drew Barrymore say? I don't remember what she said, but Ghostface said, because I want to know who I'm looking at. Fuck that shit.
It's funny because if you think about that line, you're telling me if they weren't home, they would have been just fine that night. You know what I mean? That's how.
They would have
That's
kept knocking
eerie.
on doors until somebody answered and fucked with those people.
Yeah, that's eerie. But also look at society these days. I can see that happening as well. That's why it's realistic.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest with you, look at the Purge movies.
Yep.
Way too far from that.
You right about that shit.
And supposedly I saw somebody put something up. I don't know if it's true or not. I know there was talks for like one more Purge movie, one more.
There's always talks.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true or if it was like fan made. It was called the Global Purge and had Frank Grillo.
I did hear
it's the sixth and final installment.
I heard that too. That if they did another one, that Grillo might come back.
So, and I'll be honest with you, the first Purge was good with Ethan Hawke, Lena Headey.
Oh, because that was the idea for season 3 of the show, to do a worldwide purge. Huh.
So maybe they're taking that idea and flipping it into a movie.
That's interesting.
I saw the first season of The Purge, the first season, and it was pretty solid.
Yeah.
I never saw the second one. I gotta buy the second one.
Yeah, I got them both. I haven't watched them yet, though.
So I gotta get that one, but...
Huh.
Like, all the Purge movies are pretty solid, to me.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely highs and lows.
But my two favorite ones are the ones with Frank Grillo. You know what I mean?
I would probably say that... What's it called? Anarchy and the original are probably my two favorites. Like, the first one catches, like, some kind of, like, undeserved hate. Because it's home invasion. It's just rich people fucking with somebody else and stupid kids. It's fine. Like, election year started to get a little overkill, and the first Purge, you had to, like, switch it up because to keep the crowd interested or some shit. And then the Forever Purge had the dude that played Namor in it.
Yes.
Like, people act like Wakanda Forever was his first movie, but he was in the Texas Purge.
So I mean, there's what one. There's 5 1. Yeah, the first Purge, I kind of like because it tells you how it all, obviously for how it all started, and the funny thing about it was basically government pushed. If you think about it, like Marissa Tomei, they didn't want nothing to happen, and they did. You know what I mean? It's crazy how, remember people would, in that scene, what was it? People were dancing as a block party because they'd rather do that than kill anybody. It was just wild. And then they let that psycho out, and that's when hell broke loose. So.
Yeah, The Purge is a solid franchise. Let me see. Well,
have you seen any of the seasons of The Purge?
No, like I said, I got them and I bought them. I intend to watch them. Like, it's so hard for me to commit to TV. Like, I want to finish. I finished season 1 and I have 4 more seasons of the 90s X-Men show to get through before the new one starts. I'm not gonna get there in time. But
yeah, like the first season of The Purge says it takes place between, like, I think it's either between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. Like, it tells you where it falls into place.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So, but, like, even though the TV series can let you know where it falls.
Isn't Anarchy 1 year after the original?
Yes.
So does season 1 happen linear to one of the movies? If the Purge is only an annual thing?
That's a great question. See, that's a great question.
Continuity. But let's take a break.
Yep.
And then we'll come back and spoiler discussion, Dune Part 2. If you haven't seen Dune Part 2, come back when you have. All right, you saw Dune, right?
Yes.
Friday night?
Yep.
Why did you hate it?
first off, compare to that, and what was it like? When the original come out was like 84, 85 or something like that.
Oh, that dog shit movie with Kyle
Yeah.
MacLachlan.
Yeah. Oh man.
That thing
But like it's
sucks.
funny because I was a kid when that came out, and at the time people were like I remember people raving over it. It took me over 20 years to finally watch that movie because it was so boring and slow. It took me forever. Like before, like Dune Part One came out, this new iteration, I said, like, okay, I gotta sit down and watch the original. Man, it was rough. It was rough. It was like 2 hours, and it felt like five. Like it was not good
I
and
know.
slow.
I know.
But the thing is,
That movie is
I
ass
don't know.
cheeks.
Yeah, I don't know all the lore about. Like I know they
That's
had,
a fact.
Dune, the Children of Dune, Dune Messiah. There's like 4 or 5 books in the series. So not knowing what to expect, I'm trying to put the timeline. Like I remember how Dune One ended. I'm like, okay, I know they're in this part of the movie of the original.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how are they going to stretch this out? Now hearing that it's a 3-part series, how are they going to stretch this out? Because that's what I'm trying to visualize. But I'm like, they'll probably flesh out some stuff that was crammed into the first one that made no sense. So now I'm lost in a sense because there's a lot of stuff that was not like even close to the original. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, like
But it's
going in, I wanted the Kyle MacLachlan Sting fight, and like we was going and we was going. I was, oh, they gonna push this shit to the third. Oh wait.
yep,
Yes.
yep. And it happens towards the end of part two.
Yep.
But also, it's like I don't even remember part one with the king and the princess. Like I don't remember none of
No.
that.
No, that's what I said in my YouTube video. Like from the '84 movie, I don't know who the Christopher Walken character was. I don't remember who the Florence Pugh character was. I forget that the character that Stellan Skarsgård played looked like some shit from like Total Recall.
Yeah. So and that's the thing is too is it's so now fleshed out. I'm lost. Because like I said, when you do like you said, we talked about The Crow. Okay, you haven't seen the original, I get it, but a lot of people that have, they're gonna visualize things. Okay, this is this part. This okay, I see this plays homage to this part, or you could figure out where you're at in the movie, even though it's a remake of it. In this, I am lost.
I think even Denis Villeneuve was
Whatsoever.
just like, bro, that shit sucks. I'm doing my own thing.
And
Cause
the thing about it too is
that fight, like Sting, my bad, like the character that Sting played and Kyle MacLachlan were like the only two characters I remember from the '80s movie. And I watched the '80s movie before I watched the 21 first part.
Same with me.
And those was the only two characters that, because I think one of my boys is like big on this shit, and after part one, I asked him, like, where was the Sting character? Got him, bruh, got him. Also, like, all these like recency bias ass, knee jerk reacting ass, like professional critics and all of this, like one of like Austin Butler, he's in the conversation with Hannibal Lecter and Darth Vader, Anton Chigurh, Joker. Is he really? He wasn't even the main antagonist in the story.
Nope. And the funny thing is, this is even so. We got from the original. I remember the Baron. I remember Sting and Kyle MacLachlan's character.
That's it.
Those are the three guys I remember from the original.
I didn't realize that Josh Brolin was playing Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Gurney, yep. So that's wild too,
right?
But the funny thing is, this is I don't even remember Dave Bautista's character in the original, and he's been in 2 of the parts of the movie.
Not in the third one though.
Nope. But it's just wild. Like it's so fleshed out. So I mean, the vision is incredible.
Yeah.
The graphics, the scenery.
That's what I'm saying. Like that battle was in like a fucking cavern in the original movie, and now it's in like this royal palace. Like the upgrade was necessary.
Terry. And what do they call him now? I don't even know what Habdid or whatever the heck it is. I'm like, what is going? I don't remember that in the original.
Neo. He's Neo. He's the one.
Yeah, I mean, so he's the chosen one.
He's Luke Skywalker.
But at the end of the day, he is going back to the material in the books, and he's fleshing it out through this 3-part trilogy, which is going to make the story better.
Exactly.
But also, it shows you how terrible, even more terrible, that first one is, because they try to cram it all into a 2-hour movie. All these, it's like, if anything, they should have made it at least back in '84, part 1 and part 2. Because those books are thick.
I can't imagine David Lynch had a good experience making that shit though.
No.
The original movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes. That entire story David Lynch put into 2 hours and 17 minutes. Part 1 in 2021 was like 2 hours and 35 minutes. Just part 1.
That was part 1.
Yeah. And this one was 2:45.
Yeah, I know. So this is right now, you're looking at 5 hours of Dune. Literally 5 hours, and we're not even done yet.
Bruh.
And David Lynch did it in 2 hours and 17 minutes. It's crazy. But also, like I said, I don't know much about the lore. I've never read the books. Dune to me was its own thing. Its own thing. And it's funny because people say like Dune is a wannabe Star Wars. Remember, Star Wars took spice from the Dune books.
Yeah.
The Dune books were out before Star Wars. So Star Wars, it's funny how like gaming consoles, Nintendo came out or whatever came out. This now console made it better, and now everybody's buying this one. Meanwhile, this was the first one that came out. That's how I feel Dune is. Dune is forgotten about, but also, it's fleshed out like towards the end when he's like, "I'll take your daughter's hand." We know how the first Dune ends. He ends up with Chani, Zendaya's character.
Yeah.
But yet, here, I don't remember that. Like I said, they were never in the original, so this is, like, I'm lost.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the way their arc starts, like, I don't want to say, like, they're in love or nothing, but they're smitten and they're like, fucking around and shit throughout all the sand and in the caves and talking about they love each other. And then he pulls, and then, like, once Paul, like, realizes, like, maybe I am that dude, they kind of drift apart. Once he starts to, like, believe in the prophecy or whatever, like, there starts to be, like, a little divide. And then he tells her, like, no matter, like he gives her a heads up, basically, like, no matter what happens, like, it's me and you. Hey, let's get married, princess. And she didn't take a knee. She was just like, bro, fuck you, and just left.
Yep. And that's the thing is it's going to be real interesting, like I said, because you and I are basing it off of what we saw prior to, trying to get up to at least get some background on what this is about before part 1 happened in 2021. Get that. Great.
Yeah.
Get it. But also, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm more lost than ever because I'm trying to figure out, okay, he's going to flesh this out more. Okay, here's Christopher Walken. He's the king. Here's his daughter, the princess. And none of that is even, forget shown, mentioned. It's not even mentioned. Not even mentioned that the Baron is working for the king. Like, nothing.
But it was like
nothing whatsoever.
The Charlotte Rampling character was like rocking with. God. She was rocking with the Atreides in the first movie, and then all of a sudden that was a setup. Christopher Walken and her like puppet mastered the setup. Come to find out that Rebecca Ferguson is the daughter of the Baron of the Stellan Skarsgård. So being Atreides and being like the mother superior or whatever, Paul Atreides is a hybrid, and then come to find out he's also whatever the Stellan Skarsgårds are. So he's Atreides, like Paul Atreides is literally a mixed up bastard of every
everybody.
species in this
Yeah,
movie. That was dope.
yeah.
That was actually a dope
That well,
swerve.
especially when he kills him, like
He knew too.
what, like it's funny because it's
Cousin?
when he walks in, cause yeah, when he walks in, what's that? What is the crew called with the white uniform, like the Duke cars or whatever they are? I can't remember what they're called.
You think I remember?
Because they were the first one too. They're the ones that attacked the Atreides family, and you know what I mean. So in the first part, so he walks in.
Are we talking like Bautista and them?
Bautista and them, but not only them, but like the other soldiers that they had that are part of their crew that joined up with them. They're all in their white uniforms.
Harkonnen?
They look like stormtroopers.
I think the Harkonnen is like all of the white skinned people.
Yeah, that's them. Right? So basically, I thought they were just going to go after him. No, they just let him walk up. And what threw me off when he looks at him, he goes, grandfather. And then he kills him. I'm like, what? But then you also notice Austin Butler's character, which is Sting's character, he wanted that to happen.
Yeah. Nah, because Rebecca Ferguson was telling him, there was some dialogue earlier on where she explained, or he discovered that that Rebecca Ferguson was his daughter, was Stellan Skarsgård's daughter.
Which is what, like I said, and that's what throws this whole thing off. Like it's a whole totally different thing now because 84 version is 84. Get it. But it would have been different as like, the king sent me to do this, and okay, at least he's mentioned the king, at least the king. None of this, but this is like, you might as well just throw away the first movie, the original.
Yeah.
Just throw it out because it's a whole totally different movie.
Wait, did you see?
He's the Fremen see him. He is God. He's the chosen one. That's it.
Oh, somebody got on Wikipedia and took Javier Bardem off and put Danny McBride on the cast list. That's childish.
That's funny.
Because I was like, Stilgar, that was Javier Bardem, right? Was somebody got on here and messed with some shit? Because
that's.
You got. So I don't remember what the ladies with the face coverings, the Florence Pughs and the Charlotte Ramplings, and what Rebecca Ferguson became.
Rebecca Ferguson is Lady Jessica. Rebecca Ferguson, that's who she is.
But they Leah Seydoux is one of them, and she basically let Austin Butler hit it because she held her stomach like the bloodline is secure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Leah Seydoux was like Lady Margaret or something like that, or Margot.
Yeah, Margot Finring. Bene Gesserit and close friend of the Emperor. Yeah, I'm not. It might be there at the end of the year. As far as 9 weeks into 2024, this is the best movie of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
But one of the best sequels of all time. Come on, let's relax.
Well, the thing about it is this. Look, it just came out, and I love when people watch a movie that just came out. They're like, "This is my favorite movie ever." It just came out.
No.
Let it sit with you for a little bit.
Exactly.
And see what, you know what I mean? So.
I didn't even understand 3/4 of it, but it's my favorite movie ever.
I mean, that's the thing. Is it's.
Maldives.
I heard Master P, like I said.
Master P.
It's one of those movies it's one of those movies that every time you rewatch it, even the first Dune, Part 1, I catch different things.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Hell yeah.
But what is the third one? I hope they don't push it back further away because I feel like when Dune Part One came out, the following year, Part Two should have came out, and then they pushed it. It was supposed to come out in November, and then they pushed it to this March.
Right, like they should have done the filming in like a Lord of the Rings type. Let's film the whole thing right
Back to back.
now, but let's release it one a year, right?
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
all you know how business works today. Like you got to see if the first one's gonna hit before you put your money into the rest of it.
I agree. I agree with that. But
Um,
I think depending on what else comes out at the end of the year, because there's always sleepers that come out, like this movie Monkey Man. Ne- Never even heard of it. Saw the trailer. I'm all in.
shoot, you about to?
I'm all in. Death Patel, phenomenal. And it's funny because it was supposed to go straight to Netflix, and I guess Jordan Peele's crew and company saw it, and he was like, "Nah, this is getting a theatrical release." So he, but his company, I think, bought the rights and is not putting it out, which is great. So
Good.
who knows? But I can see Dune being up there, at the end of the year.
I
But
hope so.
let's see what else comes out.
Yeah. 'Cause as far as like shit that I consider like awards caliber, like we're not gonna know until like September, October.
Exactly. Exactly.
Until the release schedule gets a little more concrete, because this is that buffer year from the strikes. So we'll see.
Yeah. And the thing is this, like, okay, like we were saying earlier, with I know we're talking about Dune, but let's earlier on the pod, you know, we said that there's only one MCU movie. I guess next year there might be like five or six
Ne-
because of everything getting pushed back and realigned and all. I'm like, dang.
Next year we got it's 2024. So next year we got Thunderbolts,
Yep,
Fantastic Four,
that's two.
Blade, and I know there's
We
some.
got Captain America: Brave New World coming out as well.
That's February. That's the one I couldn't think of. That's February. Thunderbolts is May. Fantastic Four is July, and Blade I think is November.
So that's at least four that we know of.
Yeah,
And that's if Blade ever, man, Mahershala's only gonna be 80 years old by the time it comes out.
Blade's
So,
coming. Let me see.
but that's the thing. That's four that we know of.
Yeah,
And then if comic book movies in general, Venom 3 is supposed to be coming out as well. Just
yeah,
comic books
it's
in general.
penciled in for November right now.
So it's gonna be another comic book heavy year again, in a sense. Because I'll say this right now, I'm gonna go see it, but I could already tell you this movie looks terrible. Craven the Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
If Sony is the primary studio behind a comic book movie, I'm not excited.
And the sad thing is, they made the Tobey Maguire movies. The first two were sick.
Bro,
Then they did the Spider-Verse stuff.
20
So
and
you know
22
what you're
years
doing.
ago. 20
I
like
mean,
20 and 22 years ago. Also, Sam Raimi as a creative mind was given
yep.
more free. Weirdly, he was given more creative freedom in the first two than he was the third one. And then
Which makes no sense.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the creative minds heavily involved in the two Spider-Verse movies, that negates Sony and whatever bullshit they're trying to do. Madam Web,
I agree with that.
Venom, Morbius, Craven. This is Sony trying to make comic book movies for the sake of just putting movies out.
And they're not good.
No.
And the thing is this about the Venom ones, Tom Hardy is what makes the Venom movies good. It's his portrayal,
Barely.
and it's him. He's the one that carries those movies.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Are they great?
No.
No, they ain't win no Oscars. but
No.
they're entertaining by
Yeah.
far better than what's been put out by Sony lately.
Let's just give Sony the benefit of the doubt that they missed the early 2000s era of comic book movies. And they just want to put all this mid out there.
So we'll see, but yeah, it's going to be next year is going to be packed in that sense.
Oh, shit. Ugh. But yeah,
I'm trying to think of what's even coming out like down the line besides like Kung Fu Panda 4, Frozen Empire, from Ghostbusters and Godzilla. That's what's coming out the rest of the month, I think.
yeah. April's got Monkey Man. April's got that it's not Dracula's daughter. It's called like Ariel or some shit.
Abigail?
Abigail. Was it Abigail? I wanted to say Abigail and didn't
Abigail.
think that was it.
Yeah, Abigail. That looks good.
That Rebel Moon 2's coming. Guy Ritchie's dropping that unorthodox ungentlemanly warfare. Yeah.
Yeah.
April's got some shit. Because Fall Guy got pushed in May.
I don't know about that one. That could be good or that could be bad.
Coming off a Bullet Train, I'm interested to see what David Leitch got for us. At least he's not doing Jurassic Park. Oh yeah, we didn't cover that at the beginning. What you think about a new Jurassic release so soon?
I feel now it's to a part where they're using the name and the IP just to make money.
That's it. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, the first trilogy, Jurassic Park, phenomenal. Okay. Even the second one, the whole cast didn't even come back. It was just Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And then in the third one, which was okay, but you have, Laura Dern make a quick cameo appearance at the beginning, but at least 2 of the 3 originals were in it. To a degree, you know what I mean? In that sense. But after that, you didn't hear nothing. I mean, many years went by. Then they started, Jurassic World. Okay, that's how you do it. Not just finish a new trilogy that ended, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
To now start another trilogy. What is it going to be called now?
I heard
Jurassic.
They're gonna backscale. I heard Jurassic City.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's like the way Dominion ended, humans and dinosaurs were kind of just like rubbing shoulders, going to the grocery, pumping each other's gas, cohabitating.
Yeah.
So where does it go now? What do you do?
Yeah.
Are you on another planet? Have you, like Godzilla versus Kong, found somewhere under the like top layer of Earth to burrow into?
Yeah, I don't get it. Don't get it whatsoever.
Like David Leitch was supposed to direct it, and then he stepped away or some shit, and now Gareth Edwards is gonna do it, who has a great track record. Godzilla 14, Rogue One, The Creator. It's just gonna come down to the writing, because he's gonna direct a good movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. It's just, I think they should have waited a little bit, not right away.
Yeah,
just give it some time. Let it be some separation.
Oh, it was 14 years in between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World. Mm-hmm. They're giving us a 3-year buffer from Dominion to Jurassic City.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
And the thing is,
every studio makes these cash grab bad decisions that fuck up the creative.
I feel like now you're watering down the IP instead of enhancing it.
Yeah.
Like you at least got to wait at least 10 to 15 years to kick it up again. Like, if you think about it, I grew up on Jurassic Park, and I enjoyed the Jurassic World movies.
We all
But the
did,
Jurassic
man.
World movies were for the new generation.
Yeah.
Now the new generation, so that, okay, now they can go back to seeing the original Jurassic Park movies. Here, I don't even know.
See, I would
they got that
say
TV series too, called the cartoon Jurassic World. What the hell's it called? It's a TV series.
we can keep that shit on
It was 2
Netflix.
seasons. It was pretty fun to watch.
Was it?
Yeah, it's pretty fun, and it takes place. That cartoon takes
Camp
place between,
Cretaceous.
I think, Cretaceous. Yeah, it takes place between Jurassic World, I think 1 and 2. At least I know the first season did.
See, I would say that each Jurassic movie is like varying degrees of amazing to good to watchable. I don't like Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion is above average. I think World is really fun, but
yeah, World is fun.
Maybe it's nostalgia, but the first 3, I can watch the first 3 once a year and be straight.
I agree, especially those first 2. Fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic. But also, like you said, you had Jurassic World, the first one. Okay, cool. The second one, you have other side characters that help, which is great.
Yeah.
And then they're only in it. Like, what's his name? Justin. I can't remember his last name, but he was the one that does the dragons and all that. And he did Pokemon.
Oh, Justice Smith.
Justice Smith. That's what it is. He is only in the third one for a total of maybe 3 minutes and like 2 different scenes. And the girl, the other girl who was the other side character, she's only in the opening scene, technically. I thought they were going to be in the movie more as part of the crew, and that's not even the case.
Yeah. Yeah, because Dominion wanted to focus on bringing the original 3 actors back.
So, I mean...
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a mess, but we're going to see it.
Yeah, I'll see it.
We done with the Dune talk?
Yeah.
I feel like there's, I don't know, I feel like there's some shit we didn't cover though. It's like the acting was great.
Same.
I enjoyed the story. The visuals were great. The score was great. I
think the thing is, this is like, for me with DunePartTwo is, now I feel lost. Like, okay, where am I at now? Because like visually, I'm remembering the old one. I'm pacing myself, and now it's like with all this new stuff, it's just now, it's going. Like I said, I don't know the lore. I've never read the books, but it's refreshing to me because now I get to know more about this world, and what the story's about. But also, like, it's like everything else. Everybody does it. You saw the original. Okay, this is way different now. But is it? Because if you haven't read the books, is it? It's interesting.
I think
I'm definitely watching it again.
Just taking it from the Denis Villeneuve narrative, I don't think I'm lost. I think we saw, like I said in my YouTube video, or maybe on Letterboxd. The first movie, we got a boy who wanted to play with the grown-ups.
Yep.
The second movie, we got a boy becoming a grown-up.
Yep. We
going into this third movie, and Paul Atreides is ready for the throne.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think, I'm not overhyping it because it's the new best movie out right now, but it is great, and it lost my train of thought. It's gonna be like this era's like dope shit. Like I was thinking, this Dune series is what the Star Wars sequel trilogy should have been.
I agree.
like 3 good movies, 2 that I really like, and 1 that is watchable. But
But I also,
I
but I
think
also think
this,
the second one also
if you're one of those
enhances
guys,
the first part.
if you watch movies and you're looking for all these Oscar categories to check, I think Dune checks it. If you're a nerd and you just want to see
Yeah.
dope shit, it gives it to you. If you just want to watch a good movie with good writing, good acting, good effects, whatever, I think whatever you go to see movies for, I think Dune gives you.
I agree with that.
Bet. So, am I tripping, or are the Oscars next weekend?
It's a 12th, so I think it's next weekend.
So then, next episode, I think we'll probably primarily just react to the Oscars, because that's that buffer weekend where, like, are we gonna talk about Arthur the King? Are we gonna have a Kung Fu Panda spoiler discussion? Probably not. So we'll talk about the Oscars. I shall return and I shall put a bow on this episode. Can you believe we done 130 episodes of this fucking podcast?
That's a lot.
I'll be back. Ayo, taking over the floor cause I rob low. I know you rapping and you thinking you good. You should stop though. These rappers today looking like they enjoy men's meat. Fuck it with me, I'll leave you minced meat. I maneuver the flow like a swim meet. She'll tell you it's yours hours before she lets your friends skeet. When I speak, it's with that Helvetica, see? My speech, when you digest it, it's like a delicacy. I suggest you motherfuckers don't meddle with me. We keeping on file what you peddle, you queef. I should probably recommend a lobotomy, a memory wipe, till everybody that met me has forgotten me. I talk to Zeus too much to worry about Hades, mastering my many skills out here like Paul Atreides. Test me if you feeling spicy in my white tea, you might not like me. And chill until the next episode.